Okay, now that we talked about valence electron configuration, let's quickly review again how do we determine the valence electrons. So remember, in group 1, this is your S, they're all going to end in S1, which means in group 1, they have one valence electron. In group 2, they're all going to end in S2, so that would be 2 valence electrons. We're going to skip all the transition metals right here, which is groups 3 through 12, and we do not worry about valence electrons for those guys. We then come over to S13, and remember these end in P1, which means we also throw the S2 in there. So if we add up the exponents, there would be 3 valence electrons. So group 13 has 3 valence electrons. Group 14, remember this is P2, but you throw that S2 in front, so that would be 4 valence electrons. Group 5, this would end, or 15, this would end in P3, which means you throw that S2 in front, so 3 plus 2 is 5 valence electrons. 16, this is P4 plus the 2 in the S, so we have 6 electrons. Group 17, this would be P5 plus the S2, so it would be 7 electrons. And then, of course, group 18 is my P6 plus my S2, that would be 8 valence electrons. Okay, so if you have your periodic table, that is something that I suggest you put on it, because you're going to constantly be using this 1 electrons, 2 electrons, and so forth. Okay, so now let's take a look at page 5. We're going to be just looking at group numbers and number of valence electrons, and then Lewis dot structures. So if I find calcium, it's in group 2, which means it's going to have 2 valence electrons. Now remember, these Lewis dot structures from biology and possibly physical science, we put the symbol, so calcium is Ca, and then we put 1 on each side, and then pair them up if we need to. So calcium's only got 2, so I'm going to throw 1 there and 1 there. Let's do carbon. Carbon is in group 14, which means it's going to have 4 valence electrons. So the Lewis dot structure is going to look like this. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay. Let's do hydrogen real quick. It's in the group 1, which means it's got 1 valence. So it's just like so. Okay. So now I want you guys to finish page 5 in your book of fun.